Welcome to day 587 of our Web3 journey. I'm Meg Krasenstein here with my twin brother Brian. And remember, these videos are sponsored by NFT Tech, their investor in DeSoFi. So we're beginning to see this mainstream adoption of NFTs. And it's funny because it's happening in a bear market. The NFT bear market is taking place right now, but more and more mainstream platforms and mainstream individuals are seeming to adopt NFTs.
Yeah, it seems like NFTs are everywhere these days, but Meta's Instagram has announced that they're adopting native NFTs. So Instagram's going to soon allow select creators, at least for now, to make and sell NFTs directly within the Instagram app. Meta says its digital collectibles toolkit will let people create NFTs on the Polygon blockchain. You can already show off NFTs from Solana, from Ethereum, from Flow blockchains. But this will allow for pretty much an integration of Polygon NFTs within the Instagram platform, and sales will go directly through Instagram, which is really cool. They're also adding metadata from OpenSea to some of the posts of NFTs on these other blockchains so that more data can be made available in these posts. Uh, I think it's definitely bullish. It's a bullish move for crypto, a bullish move for NFTs in general, I think. And I feel like when we emerge from this crypto winter, things are going to get really interesting because you see all these building blocks from all these large corporations starting to be built in the crypto space. And I think once we emerge from the winter, I think you're going to see these things kind of blossom.
It's going to be interesting to see the NFT sales taking place on apps, like from the Apple App Store. Apple obviously is going to take a huge percentage of those sales, and it's going to be interesting to see like how that affects the secondary market. It's going to be hard to sell in the secondary market if Apple's taking 30% of the sale. So that's going to be an aspect that we get to keep an eye on. Maybe people just don't do it via the app. Maybe people start using Instagram on their web browser instead. I don't know. I know Instagram really isn't that great on a web browser. So something you follow there. Maybe this will eventually get Apple to lower their fees on the NFTs that are sold on various platforms. I don't know. But I think that is something that is kind of inhibiting this space right now.
Yeah, it's definitely an impediment to mass adoption, I think, of NFTs. And I think it's going to hurt Instagram's plans. The fact that they're going to have to relinquish 30%, there's going to be this 30% fee. I don't know. I don't know how it's going to play out.
It's interesting because Instagram's not taking any fees, but Apple is, and it seems kind of
Right.
unfair, right?
Yeah.
Instagram makes this app that gives you the ability to buy and sell NFTs, but they're not profiting because they have to give so much of these royalties to Apple. Like at some point, I feel like there has to be some sort of monopolistic breakup or do something that takes place in the courts that say, Apple, you can't be charging these fees. It's inhibiting companies from growing.
Yeah, and I think we're going to see changes probably in the coming year or two, but it might take some time. So, what is Natter saying on the DeSo blockchain?
Yeah, so Nader Al-Naji, the creator of DeSo, made a very simple post. I believe it was late last night, just saying COO and then a check emoji, implying that the COO has been hired. It seems like it's all done now. It seems like the COO has officially been hired. We haven't heard names publicly yet. They haven't put out any official announcement, but I think that's probably coming any day now.
Yeah, and we're all looking forward to seeing who it is, what their background is, and how they're going to play a role in the future of DeSo.
Yeah, and DeSo Labs, they're holding their first project team announcement event tonight at 6 p.m. Eastern time on their Discord. So it's a live, audio chat on Discord. 6 p.m. Eastern time, they're going to be announcing some of the teams, some of the projects. I can't wait to hear what some of these are. Props to Kanchi and Slava and everybody involved in this. I think DeSo needs more of this, where developers get together to build things on the blockchain.
Absolutely. And if you recall, you once bumped into Doodles in Chicago just walking down the street. There has been another chance encounter. Tell us about that.
Yeah, it's like DeSo is like a magnet. It brings people together randomly, I guess. But Lisa Mariette and Luisa, it's LUI5A, randomly just bumped into each other at the Web Summit in Lisbon, Portugal. Uh, Luisa posted a photo of them together and said that they messed up their hair while hugging, and that's the way it should be. Uh, Great to see people just get together. I think they have plans to hang out today or sometime this week, given that they're both in Lisbon right now. I know Lisa's from Spain, lives in Spain. I'm not sure where Luisa lives, but they both happen to be in Lisbon, Portugal at this summit, and they met. And like me and Doodles back, this was a while ago. I was just on vacation in Chicago with my family. Doodles was in Chicago from San Francisco visiting for some other things. And we were just walking down the street on the sidewalk. I think I was walking out of a parking garage to go to lunch. And Doodles was walking down the sidewalk the other way. And we passed each other. And we both kind of like glared at each other, like, this guy looks really familiar. And then realized who it was. And I'm like, Doodles. And then we talked for a little bit. But another incident just took place.
Yeah, so obviously yesterday was our 41st birthdays. Uh, but I just want to thank Dr. Rob. He made this amazing video playing a happy birthday song to us. Truly talented guy, guitar player, and he's been on DeSo since the very beginning. So I will just want to play a really short clip of this video. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday, Adam Brian. Happy birthday to you. Let's celebrate life. Happy birthday. So, what's going on with 3D social and NFTZ?
Yeah, thanks again, Dr. Rob. I really appreciate that. 3D Social and NFTZ had an announcement yesterday that you can now have animated 3D NFTs in your 3D art galleries on NFTZ. Previously, you could have the 3D NFTs that you walk around and see, but now if they're animated, they'll actually be animated in the 3D world or VR world if you're using a VR headset. So currently, if you have more than one animation for your NFT, it's only going to show the very first one automatically, but we do have options coming in the future where the person in the gallery will have the option to select the animation that they'd like to see. Maybe they could, flip through all of them or, just choose a certain one. So that's really cool. Also, this latest update on NFTZ in the 3D spaces, it fixes some issues, some bugs that some people were experiencing where 3D NFTs were being placed in incorrect positions, like somewhere a little too high off the floor, somewhere I think below the floor. So that's fixed as well. Check out the video. It's really cool, showing one of these animated NFTs in a 3D space.
Yeah, and what are some of the auctions that are ending? Or should I quickly touch on Cyberpunk Apes? Yeah, so I'll quickly get to that. Cyberpunk's Apes number 30 is on live timed auction by the winner of it, Crypto Sims. He won this auction, he won the NFT in an airdrop. It's just one of three one of ones from the Cyberpunk Apes. Number one sold for, I think, $8,500 or so. Number two, I don't think sold yet. They didn't put it up for sale, but this is a live timed auction. It ends in 7 days and it has a minimum bid of 100 DeSo, which is around $1,500 or so.
Yeah, like personally, if I was doing this, I'd do like no minimum bid and just let the market decide the price. But Crypto Sims, he obviously wants to get at least 100 DeSo for this. It's going to be interesting to see if it gets 100 DeSo. I mean, that's well lower than the very first one that sold. So wait and see. But as many of you guys know, NFTZ.me is the only place where you can post and view live timed DeSo auctions. Just go to nftz.me/auction and you can see all these auctions that are ending soon, including this Cyberpunk Apes. I just want to highlight a few that are ending in the next 24 hours. Alart Work has multiple women in metaverse NFTs ending today around 11:10 a.m. Eastern time. I believe these are AI generated. They're very, very cool. David J. Ryder is auctioning off a DeSo Ghost NFT that ends at 11 a.m. Eastern time, just in time for like the Halloween spirit. Uh, Divine D1 V1 N3 is auctioning off a couple Insurgent Frog NFTs. These have been hot lately, and they also end at 11 a.m. Eastern time. There's a Squatch auction that's ending for number 47 that ends at 1 p.m. Eastern time. There's also a Sky Swaps number 37 that ends at 4 p.m. Eastern time if you're a fan of the swaps. Uh, Otherware has some really cool cyberpunk NFTs that are ending at around 7 p.m. Eastern time. These are some really interesting creations. Definitely check them out. And Rowdy Reptilians, season 2.5, number 2, ends tonight at 10 o'clock p.m. Eastern time. And there's actually a really big bidding war going on between some DeSo OGs, including Senpai, Spunk Art, DJesus, Mobitoro, and Peter H. I think it's currently up to around $3 or so, but definitely a bidding war going on there. Can't wait to see how that ends.
Yeah, I quickly want to get to the top NFT bidders on the DeSo blockchain in the last 24 hours. Thanks to NFTZ, this list is provided. They are Marco Dietrich, George Jr., CompDeck, Noel Garcia, Dead Metal, Baron Rouge, LSM 127, Dr. Rob, and Vindictive TJ. And the top diamond creators over the last 24 hours on the DeSo blockchain, according to our friends at Altumbase, these people received the most diamonds or tips on their posts and replies on DeSo. And they are Clout Women Unite, Sandal Japit, Spunk Art, Food Curator, Krasenstein, who is, of course, us, Sean Slater, Lil Lover, Michelle Lord, Coco Latos, Miami, Japan, and Panini.
Yeah, and thanks again to everybody for watching. Check out the list of today's current DeSo-related events taking place today. Thanks to Miss Katie Ann for providing the list. And everybody, have a great rest of your day, and we'll talk to you tomorrow.